Hello. I don't know who you are. I don't know from what part of the world you're listening to me. But I hope this podcast can distract you, even if it's a little bit, from this hectic life that we're all living. Welcome to Radio Dēltangee. Before everything, I see the need to introduce myself in this podcast. I'm Meeka'eel. I'm 24 years old. I'm an English teacher and I live in Iran. And this podcast solely exists so that I can exchange my ideas with my listeners. Please do note that I'm not a psychologist and what I'm offering are just my personal thoughts. If you believe professional advice would help, your therapist would be the right person to turn to. With that being said, let's just start everything. As this is the first episode of the podcast, I've decided to dedicate this episode to the name of this podcast and talk about it a little. The word Dēltangee in Farsi does not quite have the equivalence in English, and I'm saying that because I studied English translation at the university, and sometimes translating Farsi to English was the most difficult thing I could ever do. Now let's talk about Dēltangee itself. You see, in English you'd say, I'll miss you, but in Farsi we say, Dilam barat tang shode, which is a very difficult phrase to translate because, whilst in English you'd say, I miss you, in Farsi we are saying, because I haven't seen you, I feel like with every breath, my heart is getting tighter and tighter. Now, the word Dēltangee itself is a noun. It's the feeling that you have when you miss somebody. We all, at a certain time of the day, feel that desperate longing. That tantalizing yet depressing feeling of wanting to get lost in the sheer memories of ours in the past. It can happen when we're driving to work and suddenly a song plays on the radio which reminds us of a time we're never going to have in our lives again, or it can be the scent of a perfume we randomly feel as we're living our daily lives. Or perhaps it's the subtle thought of loneliness creeping into our hearts as we shut our eyes, waiting for our brains to do its thing so that we can escape it all by a bit of slumber. But whatever this feeling is, we can't deny the fact that we somehow cherish it. I mean, think about it. How many times in our lives have we found ourselves lost in the land of our pasts, searching for something to smile at, or maybe even cry about? Sure, the person is gone, the memory is past, but it's like that person or that memory has taken a part of us with it. A part we may never be able to redeem. You know, I've been working on this character because sometimes I write, and I've been working on this character. At one point of the story, he, as he's on a hospital bed awaiting death, says to his friend who's sitting next to him, you can't escape it. The past you will always find you. One day you'll marry. One day you'll look at your wife wearing her gorgeous, gorgeous wedding dress, and you'll feel deliriously happy. But you'd also, even if it is for the slightest of moments, think about that person. The person who's not your wife. Your child will one day ask you if you've ever been in love, and you'll look at your wife's face and proudly say that you have, and you'd smile. But for the shortest of minutes, you'll think about that person. The person who's not your wife. One day, just like me, you'll be on the hospital bed, and your wife and children will be sitting next to you. Some might be crying, and some might be hiding their feelings behind their eyes, but you would know that until the moment you take the last breath, you'll keep staring at the door of your hospital bed, waiting for someone who's not your wife. And you know, the sad part is that you don't choose for these to happen. It's your brain that keeps asking you, what if she was here? Or perhaps, what if she was her? The thing with Dēltangee is that you can't escape it. It's that many times we willingly decide to miss the ones we've had or the memories we've made. And deep inside, many of us enjoy getting sad because of them. Or even maybe shed some tears, you know? Like, we're all humans. We were born crying. What's the sweetest way of doing what we've become professional at ever since birth, other than thinking about the things or the people we once loved? What's more dramatic than going to a concert with the love of your life and you're just listening to that song and the singer is singing, and out of nowhere there are tears in your eyes, and she would ask, why are you tearing up? And you'd just smile and you'd say, oh, it's nothing. But you would know that there is something. So that is why I've chosen this name for this podcast. It may not be the best of feelings out there, but it is certainly something that we've all experienced and all of us can relate to, so that's why. I just hope the next time you are feeling that Dēltangee in your heart, you would enjoy that Dēltangee.
خیس میشم با تو هر شب زیر بارونی که نیست، دست تو محکم گرفتم تو خیابونی که نیست، باشم و عاشق نباشم کار آسونی که نیست، عاشقت میشم دوباره عاشق اونی که نیست، من خدایی با تو اینجا از تو میسازم که نیست، باید در شب روی رازی پرده بندازم که نیست، تو منو به بند کشیدی توی زندونی که نیست، عاشقت میشم دوباره عاشق اونی که نیست، عاشقت میشم دوباره عاشق اونی که نیست.